Here's another extremely valuable point to note. To me, I'm someone who's had, I guess, a semi-public life, probably especially since high school, especially in terms of, agates, collectibles, certain things like that. There's been, obviously, I don't know, I think maybe 3 or 4 times where I've gotten, per se, into a little kerfuffle, like two chickens fighting and feathers going everywhere. Obviously, a little bit of comical relief for a morning. But obviously, there's been some times where I've had some people go against me publicly. And they make accusations about, business practices or stuff of that matter. And if it's not true, or it's, partially contextually correct, but also dramatized to help, their endeavors or help make themselves look like a unitary, solitary victim, whereas it was, two-sided. It's like if you see a Rolex at a garage sale for $5, there's a $5 sticker on it. Are you gonna pay $5 or not? Well, that's a bit different because somebody has something on their table for $5 and they're asking the price. If I went up and said, I'll give you $3 for it, maybe I'd be a little bit more snaky. At that point, it'd be like, yeah, we're both kind of, I'm a snake and, you're the fool who let it go so cheap and let me talk you down even cheaper. But that's a very different notion than, hey, I'm at a garage sale and I see someone has a gold ring on the table for $1. I buy it and I say, hey, you have any other jewelry you're trying to sell? They bring out their jewelry box and I cherry pick through that and offer them $20 for a vintage Rolex and a vintage Omega and a gold bracelet with diamonds in it. I mean, obviously that would be a little bit more of a predatory business practice. I've done it. Other people have done it. It's normal to do. Is it moral? I mean, probably not. But does it make you money? Yes. I mean, that's one way to look at it. However, obviously for me, where I'm going with this is when someone smears me publicly, if I believe it incorrect, and it is incorrect, I nip it. So I'll message the person directly or I'll fight publicly so the person can see that I'm fighting back publicly. So obviously when this happened, I was obviously lured. Regardless to what end that met for these people, it was done in a way that was shoddy, outside the norm, painful, cruel, over the top, extreme, whatever you want to call it. However, I feel and I really think that, let's say for a while I was running that UMD display reviews. I mean, if any of that stuff was whatever, I mean, how hard would it have been for someone to say, hey man, I'm straight, or hey man, I know I had Bree Hoppy text you that message, saying my dad has really bad trust issues with my mom, and maybe that led you to kind of think something, but we're not bros if that's not the case. To me, it's, like I said, it could have been so much more simple. However, it was not so much more simple.